Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to more Metroid 2 Remake here on the HeavyFX channel. 60% now, we got quite a few skills, and we're going to be hunting some Metroids down today. To kick things off, we're going to hunt down some Gammas, and then we're going to hunt down those Gammas. This is going to be episode. Yeah, as you can see, there are tricky areas, we're caves. As you can see, the Scrooge space jump is going to be one of those important items here. As it were, we need to level up the playing field because here lies a Metroid. Also, in this area, you will want to take advantage of terrain, especially those with the aiming mechanism. I'm assuming when they're going to redo each of the Metroid fights, which are the alphas, the gammas, the upgraded form of gammas. I mean, yeah, if you saw Metroid Fusion LP, you already know what's coming. But I'm only going to start off by taking out the Gammas, because there are multiple places where those bastards can hide, and over here is another dead end, but also it is another Metroid fight, another Gamma fight. Yes, because you can shove about 2 super missiles up the Gamma's arse, and then that's about it. There's nothing here per se, it's just hides it. Every nook and cranny in this game has a Metroid. We got another one soon, but there's plenty of Metroids. So, 2 Gammas down. Now we'll just go this way. I didn't realize where that one is. I think I'll save that for later. I just got this feeling there's a Gamma on the left side of the map that we haven't found yet, and then we'll probably take that out before we go ahead and investigate everywhere else. Because the location of, as you may have noticed, we've been adjusted to fighting Gammas as of now, and we've got a lot of things as well. So you probably think to yourselves, what is the more significant boost that's coming up for at least for this game? Well, I'm looking forward to the Metroid 2 remake, because it's the flawed game of the series, which I personally reckon it could be the most improved, because as NES Metroid has not particularly been very, very kind to time. The frickin' what was it? It was the Zero Mission Zero Mission remake. That's pretty good. I'll save that for when we eventually do so. I mean, I did promise everyone Prime, and I've got the means to do Prime now, so that's actually been a huge, major benefit. Which is excellent, because we've been overdue for, a good game for the channel, a good long game. And I did promise Metroid, and I did promise Prime. That's still coming, by the way. I technically have 2 episodes ready, but but it takes a while to, prepare yourself for that. So, here lies another Gamma. Yeah, this is probably going to be the last Gamma for the area, because, I mentioned it said it was the last Gamma, and also mentioned we've been comfortable fighting Gammas for a while. You know what happens when we get comfortable fighting a specific Metroid, right? That means they're going to throw something new to us, and when they do that, then that usually is bad news, because it'll literally just be, the game will get a bit harder. A bit trickier, sort of like a progression level. We fought so many Gammas. It's about time we go ahead and fought one. Specifically, let's go down one of the other chambers that we haven't been to yet. This one. It is completely precarious how you get to a new specific area. And there's also there's like maps and shit. Get it so here. Oh, yep. As I mentioned before, the game throws you a new twist. Zeta Metroids. Yeah, Zeta Metroids. These are slightly bigger. Their weaknesses are now natural. But the thing is, though, the game decides to say, fuck you. We're effectively gonna take you on for ourselves. They also have bloody, they have quite a few mechanisms. The reason why the super missile even exists in the first place is because missiles would have made this a heck of a lot worse. And yet this is still a bitch to do. they can deflect beams. You crushed. Acid attacks to do quite a bit of damage. You're gonna want to make sure you take advantage of a lot of super missiles. Is the way to go. A lot of super missiles because they're worth 50. Because normally they take about 50 regular missiles to kill. So there you go. There's one falling like that. So I think I need to heal up because if we're fighting a Zeta, Zetas are hard. Not gonna lie, they are very hard. Very hard to fight, and it's not their final form, because the final form is the worst enemy in the game. The worst enemy. Not worst boss, worst enemy. Because fucking hell, that sucks. Anyway, just get this one out of the way. As you can see, there was a chamber to the right, on that right that we barely explored. That's another Zeta chamber. There, as you may have noticed, all the other Metroids in the area are all Zetas. They just wanted to show off the new features. Because they patched from regular Metroids to that, and then they literally just like adapted, brooded, and all that stuff. But yeah, Zetas, you're gonna want to start utilizing your stratagem of running around and avoiding those attacks. Because yes, they can actually parry bloody super missiles. You just need to get absolutely lucky. Otherwise, it's just another waste of super missiles to kill. I just don't like fighting gammas. I don't like Zetas. I've hated fighting Zetas ever since I played the game the first time. Zetas are not my preferred cup of tea, and their final form, the worst enemy I fought in the series. Period. Not because they're a terrible enemy, far from it. They're just very hard to kill, and they suck. Gotta commend the guy who did write this one. He did actually do the parallels of creating the good AI for this game. Everyone was quite comfortable with this being the remake until Nintendo stepped in, and even then, nobody knew why it was taken down, apart from greed, when it was actually revealed that they were actually making the game themselves, which no one expected. Everyone's just like, it was Nintendo Direct, Reggie speaking, we would like to present a new 3DS game, and it turned out to be this in its remake form. The slight problem is going to be freaking Mercury Stream, but I say that, yeah, it will work. I just think it might actually be a good Metroid game. But the fact that Mercury Stream got given a freaking core title says a lot, really. Now, all the question is going to be is who has been given the right to use I just want to know who got the right to actually play with Metroid Prime 4. Because the Metroid Prime guy that runs the thing, he was the one responsible for Federation Force. He wanted the game to sell decently. It must have sold decently for him to consider freaking Wii U production. Or he was actually trolling, saying it was actually already in production. It was going to start. I'm just thinking that, you know, the comparisons between when Metroid 2's when the remaster comes out, the actual game for the 3DS, this game is going to be the comparison. It is going to be a fantastic game. This game is really good, regardless. But compared to, say, I don't know. But anyway, if you may have wondering, this is an area that you normally would have gone through. This is an actual area in the original. You do fight a Zeta Metroid, just like the last time. In fact, this would have been the canon first appearance. But I went to the other chambers. Yeah, this would have been the first time you fought the Zeta here. That's normally what would happen. But since of course the game is quite literally open, I went with one of the other outer chambers instead. So yeah, this is a stupidly hellish fight. The reason is because you can't consecutively shoot missiles at it. It is just that. As we're keep using that one, fire that up. Keep going. I want to see if I can get this guy out. No, I thought not. It was a bit too convenient. Except fighting Zetas. And yes, the only other thing that's more terrifying in Zeta terms is Zeta Gundam, because it's so goddamn dark. Anyway, we should finish him off. I mean, he does take a while. I think he's normally the cannon fight in this area. In the original, this is where you fought the first Zeta Metroid. Here, it's just a very inconvenient spot. There, he's dead. Fuck you, you little bastard. Right, that's that. That's about it. The good news is, we have, in effect, created another earthquake that will get rid of, say, a lot of... not just get rid of the earthquake. Technically, that would have meant that, yes, we could progress. That is true. We can progress. The problem is, though, this game decides to be full-on, Super Metroid, because there's going to be a new area that we're going to be exploring in the next part, and it is kind of dynamic. So next time on the Metroid 2 Remake, we are going to go to a new area.